Dr. Seuss adaptations are the strangest enigma out there. When this dude's stuff gets adapted, they're crafted with a level of love and care, inspired by those who grew up with these simple sweet stories. As soon as they walk into a theater, they get hit by the curse of wrong. Dr. Seuss movies be ass! The special kind that sticks to your mind like a parasite. And over time, we grew to accept that Dr. Seuss movies were just unadaptable. 8 long years of bliss. And then the Cat in the Hat walks into the limelight. It actually looked promising, like the concept animation was wicked cool, and all his concept art. Might this be the chosen one? Might this be a good Dr. Seuss movie? And then the trailer dropped. And guys, this movie broke the curse. This movie isn't a horrendous, horrible disaster piece. It was worse. I do not like this movie. This one trailer made a somewhat optimistic guy turn heel and become the biggest Cat in the Hat hater out there because, wow. There is a clear misfire in almost every decision this movie seems to be taking, to the point that I could feel like this is the most corporate, bland piece of white bread of a movie you can find. Even more so than The Grinch. And I have to talk about it because I swear I'm gonna go insane if I don't. This movie suffers from what all Dr. Seuss movies are inflicted with. They're all trying to adapt a book where there's less pages than minutes in your average 90-minute flick. So instead of, I don't know, figuring out what could be fleshed out and developing the point of the book, these movies always tack on some fluff that completely misses the point of those stories, not truly realizing that they end up convoluting the message, animated or not. Well, the Cat in the Hat is no different. The original tale is simple. Kids are bored as hell, cat comes in for fun, everyone's doing good until the cat takes things too far, where he then comes back to fix everything. Its simplicity is a gift for a good message of knowing how to have fun and when it's gone too far. So why is this the movie that makes the Cat in the Hat an employee? With a job? Like, the Cat in the Hat is the last character I'd imagine holding any kind of job. And sure, the job is essentially that same sense of joy. It's like Santa Claus. But I don't know, the movie really is hyping itself up on the notion that the cat is going overboard because he's gonna lose his job and his hat, which I feel shatters the intent of the book. Like, the context is changed now. It's not a case of someone who means well and isn't malicious, but obviously is way too eager to have his own form of fun, to essentially a people pleaser. The whimsy sort of evaporates when you depict fun in such a corporate way with the space and the punch cards, which, like, do we still even use those since like the 60s? Let me look that up. Oh no, those are dead. Oh god, I actually feel bad now. It reeks of those kind of movies. You know the kind, the ones that try to explain a concept, like Christmas or Monsters Are Under the Bed. But I feel that it worked in Monsters, Inc. because, yeah, it was just a job to these monsters. But it had a message of a monster learning that his job, his living, may not be as hyped as it may have been in the beginning. There is a clear intent that the movie is trying to make specifically under this setting. And the same thing with Arthur Christmas. The intent is supposed to be a bit sterile. The Santa Claus spirit is turned into a business directly to contrast with Arthur, who values the small things that matter to a kid, even to the point of making sure that no one is forgotten. Honestly, pulling an Arthur Christmas on the Cat in the Hat sounds kinda neat. You know, having the cat and a different group represent two extremes of sterile blandness and chaotic fun. Yo. But then it sort of loops back around to the main problem. Why do we need an origin story for the Cat in the Hat? Like, the idea of a magic cat who loves fun feels like a thing that you don't really need to delve all that much in. Like, I feel like it just doesn't really contribute to the story enough to justify itself. Even more so here, because now I'm thinking about stuff that I probably shouldn't. Do these creatures based on rhymes eventually retire? Or are they magic in nature? Or is it just something that anyone could join if they have a gimmick? Come on, where's the human with the cumin? It's taking a story bare bones in nature and convoluting it instead of having a setting that works with the story, since it was actually made with that in mind. And I only bring this up because I imagine it will take a good chunk of the movie, since they seem to be making the Cat in the Hat the main character. Not bad in theory, but again, this is just not it, Chief. Also, the jokes suck. I can't call the movie unfunny since it's not out yet, but a trailer is supposed to be funny. Like, these are the jokes that the movie is presenting to convince people that it's worth watching. Okay, immediately, it started pretty strong. That sign gag was actually pretty good. I thought it was gonna be generic, but it actually was kind of funny. But it all goes downhill to a pile of spikes when that generic pop song kicks in because... Oh man, none of the jokes are funny here. Granted, it's a kid's movie, but I can at least say some had funny moments. Like, I could pick trailers where I could go, oh yeah, that was a good joke. But, no, I just don't think the humor here is all that great. I mean, this movie literally just copies the Lego Movie cat gag, but way slower.
Fluffy, Fluffy Jr., Fluffy Sr., Jeff.
Comedic timing in general is weak due to being too slow. Like, I want the cat to bump into a wall like this, not like us. And, I'm sorry if people found this funny, but I don't want to see the cat get pepper sprayed with, like, watery eyes and it lingers on it. And it's like, it's a little too real, I'm gonna be honest. It's not like being tased where you can exaggerate it. It's something I honestly expect the Mike Myers cat to do, not the animated movie.
Pepper spray? That sounds delicious! Ah, I was wrong! I was horribly wrong!
Also, toot fart. Oh, comedic genius! Oh, yes! And honestly, I can get past all of that. This is just a bland movie that I could have just avoided talking about. But the thing that truly grinds my gears more so than any other aspect is that this movie looks bland as hell. And the animation is doing a good, bad job at that. I've seen people say the animation looks passable and good, but I mean, yeah, I guess it functions. I personally am not a fan of the style, even if it was for a different movie. And sad to say, since I love Nimona, which the animation was in part held by the studio who did this movie, so the animation is fine. I can't really hold it against the movie since that would be petty. The one aspect that I think we all can agree on though, is that this just does not suit Dr. Seuss. My main problem with the animation is that it really feels like it saps away all the style that made Dr. Seuss Dr. Seuss. I can't even really pinpoint it, but this is the one movie that I feel strays too far from the style. Even if you wanted to yell at movies like The Grinch, How to Grinch, or the original Abomination Cat in a Hat, they themselves never dared try to trek too far from the iconic stylization, even if it was really, really ugly, and in general missed the point of the story. But still, I can squint and see a bit of that Seuss flair. Even in this movie, it's not devoid of that, but I feel that a good chunk of the charm, the magic, it's nearly gone. And at moments, this genuinely feels like AI. And it really sucks because god damn it, we had it so good with that concept art. We were eating so good visually with Horton Hears a Who and the Lorax. You guys have no idea. It just feels like they're tweaking things for the sake of tweaking, and certain styles are just, they feel like the Boss Baby. That is the worst thing I could say. It feels like the most generic kind of movie that's animated, if you had a good renderer. And yes, before anyone says, I get the intent. The human world is supposed to be a little bit more real compared to the more colorful, abstract world the cat lives in. So what? I can get the intent. It doesn't mean I have to like it. I don't like how the real world looks in here, and if that takes up at least half of the movie, which I expect it to, it's not gonna be a good time if I have to stare at this, because I swear, again, it looks like AI at some points. Like, the animation works, I just can't call it Dr. Seuss, which is strange because there are moments here where they actually do the style justice. I just want this for the rest of the movie, please! This trailer, it did its job. But, in doing so, it made me certain that I was never gonna be a fan of this movie. Maybe it could be genuinely great. There are such a thing as bad trailers out there. I don't know though, it's a fact that I do not groove with this movie at all. In a way that I can with movies that show you can turn a children's story into a movie. Like Curious George, despite me being an adult. This is still a really good movie, guys, and you should watch it. But honestly, what should I be expecting when it's supposed to be the start of the Seussiverse? Yup. And you know that people don't have that much to say about the movie in general when the top comments make superficial points, like how every Dr. Seuss movie is made by a different studio, and that Bill Hader actually did Cat in a Hat for an SNL sketch. Wait, what?
Hey, Thing 2.
Actually, I go by Jonathan now.
Oh, is that why Thing 2's not in the movie?